Emmanuel Moseley, in the sense that he has a great opportunity to start. He's been starting the last couple of years, but they've never handed him a job. Akella Witherspoon kind of gave him a job, and then Richard Sherman kind of gave him a job, and now it's his. But they also drafted Ambry Thomas, and if Ambry Thomas doesn't do so well, they'll probably draft someone next year. It's like he's a solid corner, but he's kind of fringe between high-level backup and low-level starter. And this is his opportunity to show that he is a quality starting corner in the NFL. And if the Niners don't want him long-term, some other team could. If not, he'll have a career of being a backup. And I don't know which way it's going to go. He doesn't know which way it's going to go. That's going to be determined soon.
Yeah, and I think he's a solid too, and there's nothing wrong with that as well too. But it's really those games. Sometimes when you look at them, they need a little bit of context, right? So when I was going through the quarterbacks from last year, we looking at their game logs. I think he was dinged in week 1 for like 145 yards. Well, okay, if you didn't watch the game. Right. But if you didn't watch the game, you would look at that and say, man, he was getting toasted. No, the game plan had them 10 yards off. There was a lot of miscommunications. He just happened to get dinged for them. Sure. Did he not play as well as he thought he should? I'm sure he'll probably tell you that as well. But it is important that he establishes himself as a starter in this league because that is valuable. And especially in at his age. And what he was undrafted, right? An undrafted free agent.
So it's always a make or break off season when you're undrafted. You're always proving yourself.
Yeah, and that's it. And you know, he in times shows being solid. I just don't think that he's the guy who can lock up a Hopkins or an Adams or one of those guys. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because not many people can do that. I'm not saying that that's a knock on him, but I think that if he establishes himself as a solid 2 where, you know, if Jason Verrett's over there locking down the other guy, he doesn't become a liability on the other side where teams just go ahead and pick on him, then I think that's valuable. And I think that he'll have a future on this team for a little while longer as well. It'll be hard to kick away a guy who plays 16 games and plays solidly on defense, especially at a position like cornerback. And it also gives you time to give Ambry Thomas time to figure it out and not throw him into the fire as well, because it's usually not a recipe for success unless they're a first round, like can't miss.
Yeah, the Niners have had a bunch of undrafted free agents that they've relied on the last few years, but have ultimately wanted to replace. Moseley fits in that category. Kendrick Bourne was in that category. Matt Breida, Raheem Mostert. I mean, on and on and on. Ross Dwelley. And it's like these guys have to prove themselves 10 times, right? But Mosley's done it a lot. And he could, if he plays well this year, Ambry Thomas might have to wait until Jason Verrett leaves. And Emmanuel Moseley could be like a Tremaine Brock, who has a long starting career after being an undrafted free agent. This is a wide range of outcomes for him. Very interesting. I always like the undrafted free agents that make it this far. It's a great story. I pull for them.